Welcome back. And if it is your first time here, hi, I'm Isabella. And on this channel, we will cover resources and tips to help you along your language learning journey. I hope that you will find the following helpful and enjoyable. Let's get started. The gadgets that changed our lives. The 3D television. The first film in 3D was shown in the cinema in 1922. No, this is not a typo. It was really in 1922. And in the year 1928, the first 3D television was made. It was made by the inventor of the normal television, John Logie Baird. But no one was interested in the 3D technology for a long time because it was extremely expensive. In the 1950s, several 3D films were made, but they were considered as something unusual. The real breakthrough came with the invention of the format IMAX 3D, which was introduced in 1986. Nowadays, all the TV producers make 3D televisions. However, for some people, 3D doesn't exist because their eyes are bad and they cannot see it. Challenging words. Gadgets. Gadgets. Technology. Technology. Extremely. Extremely. Breakthrough. Breakthrough. Game Boy Nintendo. Game Boy was the first digital game which was commercially successful. The first game which was played on Game Boy was Tetris. The first Game Boy was introduced in 1989. Recently, the company Nintendo introduced its Wii U machine, which can play video and internet content. There are many other gadgets like this, for example, PlayStation or Xbox, but Game Boy was the first. Challenging words. Digital. Digital. Commercially. Commercially. Digital camera. Nowadays, hardly anyone has an analog camera. Most people have digital cameras because you can take hundreds and thousands of snaps at no cost. The memory cards are small, and you can save more photographs there than was possible on normal film. While the films were expensive, digital photos are really cheap. You can upload the pictures to your computer and then choose the best ones. Moreover, digital photography doesn't change, and you can edit it on your computer. The disadvantage of digital cameras is the fact that they develop really quickly, and there are so many machines now that it is difficult to know which one is good for you. The first digital camera was introduced in 1988, and it was made by Fuji. Challenging words. Camera. Camera. Analog. Analog. Photographs. Photographs. Develop. Develop. Machines. Machines. Webcam. The first webcam was used on the premises of Cambridge University. This happened in 1991, and the same camera was used till 2001. Nowadays, webcam is a common part of computers. You can see nearly all interesting places online. Moreover, they are used to monitor the traffic on highways and streets, and all the drivers can see which places they should avoid. The skiers can see whether there is enough snow in the place where they would like to go skiing. Challenging words. Traffic. Traffic. Highways. Highways. Weather. Weather. There's a typo in this reading, but I will continue to read and fix it as I go. Smartphone. Do you remember? In 1990s, the businessmen boasted with mobile phones which were big and heavy. Nowadays, the smartphones are thin and light, and they can do a lot of things. Besides telephoning, you can listen to music, connect to the internet, and you can play games there too. The first smartphone, not home. The first smartphone was introduced by IBM at the beginning of 1990s. This phone had a calendar, address book, clock, calculator, notebook, email, and a few games. It had a touch display, but it was only black and white. But at the beginning, everyone thought that phones like this were unnecessarily expensive and useless. It was only 10 years later when Steve Jobs introduced iPhone and smartphones became incredibly popular. Challenging words. Businessmen, businessmen. Boasted, boasted. Beginning, beginning. Unnecessarily, unnecessarily. GPS. GPS stands for Global Positioning System, which is a positioning system run by the Army of the United States. It is possible to find the exact position and time wherever on the Earth. Originally, the system was planned to be used only for the Army. The system was started in 1994 when all 24 satellites were placed on the orbit. Normal people started using GPS in the year 2000. Nowadays, GPS has 32 satellites, which are 20 kilometers above the Earth. Challenging words. Positioning, positioning. Satellites, satellites. A grammar note. Rather than saying placed on the orbit, we would typically say placed in orbit. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you found my reading useful and enjoyable. Have a wonderful day.